Hello, welcome back to Artsy-Island-Girl. Today we're going to make a butterfly card, and I'm using a trio of dies from Birch Press Designs. So there's 3 die sets. They're all backgrounds that complement each other. There is A, B, and C, and as each die progresses, it just builds a little bit more of the butterfly. The A is just the outline, the B has just a little bit more, and then the C has even more detail. Now you can use any one of these all on its own, or you can use all 3 of them together and layer them up. So we're going to use all 3 together and layer them up today. So I've already cut A and B. We're going to cut layer C in our Big Shot machine. And then once we cut layer C, we're going to have to pull out all the little bits that come out with that butterfly. The other way I've used these dies is using the same die, cutting out 3 different patterns and then inlaying them. Patterns and solids, a little combination, and then inlaying them like a puzzle. It works best with the A plate, but you could easily do it with B and C as well, just a little bit more pieces to inlay. So now that I've got my 3 layers cut, I'm going to start assembling the card. I'm using some multi-medium matte glue today because if anything seeps out, it's going to dry matte. You're not going to be able to see it. You could also use Tombow Multi, and I just showed a glance of it as well. The only thing with the Tombow Multi, if anything seeps out, the part that is exposed of the glue that's dried, it's tacky like a sticky note. So you definitely want to be a little bit more careful when you're gluing, when you're using the Tombow Multi. So when I glue dies like this down, I don't necessarily put glue on each and every little bit. I put it on the outer layer or the outside of the die, and then I put it on any piece that sticks out. So anything that can catch when you're rubbing or putting your hand across it or whatnot, or putting it in an envelope or whatever. So we're going to put down layer C first, and you'll see that as I die cut them in 3 different colors of the same shade. Just personal preference, you could do them in 3 completely different colors as well. I just seem to like them when they're monochromatic. And so I'm just pointing out some glue that's seeped out, but I don't have to worry about it because I use the matte multi-medium. It's going to dry completely clear. You're not even going to know it's there when it's all dried. So now we're going to glue on layer B. And like I said before, layer B is just a little bit less detailed than layer C. So when we glue it on top, you're going to see parts of layer C as well as you're going to see layer B. So we're not completely covering everything up because that would defeat the purpose. And these are easy to line up because as long as the outside is all lined up, everything inside will be lined up as well. They make a bunch of these different die sets in different patterns. Some of them are all over backgrounds. So there's a snowflake one. This particular one I just like because I particularly like butterflies. So now we're doing layer A with the lightest of the pinks. And once again, not necessarily needing to put glue on every little bit, but anything that sticks out a little bit, we're going to put glue there because we don't want it to catch on anything when we're putting it in the envelope or whatnot. We don't want to ruin our card is basically what we're doing. So we want everything sticking down. And once we've got as much glue as we need on there, we're going to put it on the top. Now you could easily leave the card as is like this. It looks really pretty as it is, but I like to use stickles. So stickles is a glitter glue, but it has a really fine tip to it. And I don't put it on every single part of the butterfly, but I do put it on the light pink pieces so that it just has a little bit of a shimmer around the outer edges of the butterfly. I don't put any around the perimeter of the card, only the outer edges of the butterfly, just to add a little bit of a shimmer. And that is what the card looks like with the glitter or with the stickles on top of it. The one that I picked up second is one that's already dried, so I can show it a little bit better. So the other thing that you can do with these cards is you can just emboss them, not die cut, just emboss them with your machine. So I'm just going to show you how to do that real quick. So we're going to take the multi-purpose platform, we're going to open up the top tab and then put the plate down below that. We're going to put the die with the blade side up and the cardstock on top of it. And then I have an embossing mat and a couple sheets of cardstock. Now I realized right now that I put the embossing mat on wrong because the cardstock is facing the cardstock and it made the paper on top of the die shift. So what I actually need to do is put the embossing mat down first, then put the couple sheets of cardstock and then the plate and run it through. Those extra sheets of cardstock just tighten the sandwich a little bit and give you a better embossed image. And I just keep reusing those sheets of cardstock over and over again, so you don't need to get new ones each and every time. And it comes out of the die super, super easy. And that's what it looks like embossed. Very simple. You could ink it from there, but just a different way to use your card or use your die. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more.